Let's do this.
Cyber 4. Finish your shooting and get back inside. Zulu team reports that the Cyber 4 on the way. Oxide out. Cyber 4 Oxide. What's your status? Cyber 4 Oxide. Copy over. Hey, I'm not getting anything from Cyber 4. The door's pretty clear. Back transmitting. Roger 7 Oxide. We lost contact with the Cyber 5. Bad transmitting. Check it out. Over. Roger that. Oxide.
What's going on, guys? It is JSnake here, and today, guys, I am bringing you another video. And in this video, we are going to be talking about which Call of Duty game actually has the best multiplayer experience available. Anyways, guys, before we actually get into this video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with those post notifications turned on so you can be notified every single time I do upload a new video. But with that being said, guys, let's get right into this video. So with a total of 15 Call of Duty games, and pretty much a majority of them including some sort of mainstream multiplayer experience, it's pretty hard to kind of come to an agreement on what the best Call of Duty multiplayer is. Now, before we even get any further into this video, I'm sure most people, obviously me included, are not really going to be talking about Advanced Warfare or Ghosts or any of those kind of games having the best multiplayer. I mean, you know, there's some people that may think they do, but I'm kind of speaking for myself and a majority of the community, and we're really going to be talking about some of the more beloved Call of Duty games, which you guys kind of did see some of them obviously in the intro little cinematic I did make. But we're not really going to be talking about games like Advanced Warfare or Infinite Warfare or Ghosts or any of the other games that people were not too big of fans of. If you disagree with this and you do think that, you know, one of these games does have the best multiplayer, please do leave a comment telling me which multiplayer you think is the best and why. I do love to read them, and I kind of want to see your reasoning for why you would say a game like Infinite Warfare or Ghosts or Advanced Warfare has the best multiplayer. But yeah, just let me know. I am curious to see. But with that being said, obviously the games that I'm really going to be focusing on are obviously going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and or Remastered kind of mixed together, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Now obviously the games that I did mention are pretty much everyone's favorites, which is why I'm actually going to be focusing on them, because they are kind of the most beloved and most popularized by the Call of Duty community. Also, guys, if you kind of hear like a tapping noise or something like that, wind blowing, I do apologize. That is, you know, going on outside. That's not some audio glitch. We actually have some pretty strong winds going on right now, so I do apologize, but you know, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't edit that out or anything, but I will do my best to try and make it as minimal of a distraction as possible. Now, as I did say in the beginning of this video, I'm trying to keep this not just my opinions, but kind of like as a community. I want to see what a lot of people think, which is why I'm coming to a website. I'm going to put a picture up right now. It is called The Top 10s, and it's one of those websites, there's a few like this, but it's one of the websites where you kind of vote on Call of Duty games, and you kind of are able to vote on not just Call of Duty games, but really anything, I guess. And you obviously have reasonings for it by some people, some of the most popular reasonings that are upvoted too. It's kind of like Reddit in a way, but it's like a ranking system. And I'm going to read some of this, and then I'm going to kind of throw in my own 2 cents after I read through them. So, you know what? Let's just get this right out of the way. According to the community, the best Call of Duty multiplayer is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And some of the quotes that I'm going to read obviously, you know, are going to be in favor of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. We're not really going to talk about anything negative about it because, you know, they don't. First of all, they don't show negative, And honestly, you know, there's no point of talking about negatives because we're just looking at the good things of the games, which game has more good things and which game, you know, balances the good things out more with the negatives. The negatives aren't kind of irrelevant. Obviously, you know, we could talk about noob tubing all day and that could get a bunch of people to hate Modern Warfare 2, but we're just going to talk about the positive things. And obviously we have some quotes here. The first one, the feeling of this game is just amazing. It has the best maps, Terminal, High-Rise, Storm, and the best sniper weapon ever, the Intervention. Another quote says, totally the best multiplayer ever, 2013, and it's still going strong. So this is obviously a quote from a while ago. The maps are amazing, the guns, shotguns for secondary, the voiceovers, the settings, and kill streaks, everything is awesome about this game. Another quote says, the absolutely best feeling in Call of Duty that was made. Every weapon had the perfect feel and mobility to it. Every map had its high traffic areas, which they would bring this game back and make it played again. MW2 remastered? But anyways, guys, obviously there's kind of a common theme going on here. A lot of these people are saying, you know, the game just felt good. It had really good maps and it had really good weapons. And, you know, I've been looking at more. I can't read every quote, but, you know, pretty much all of them kind of come to the same conclusion, that the maps and the guns and the feeling of the guns and the feeling of the maps and pretty much the just overall feeling of the game is what made people love it so much, which I do have to agree on. I would definitely say that Modern Warfare 2 felt amazing to play. You know, like I said, other than things like noob tubing, and I'm not going to really talk too much about that, or the Harrier spam or whatever, it was a very fun game to play, especially back when it came out, even a few years after it came out. It was incredible. I'm sure a lot of people can attest to this if you were, you know, around in the Call of Duty community when this game did come out, but even if you weren't, and I'm sure you know, not all of you were, that was a while ago, that was almost over 10 years ago now, I'm sure you've played Modern Warfare 2 or at least watched some videos on it, and you can also, you know, kind of vouch for me on this and vouch for these other people. The second most popular voted Call of Duty game is Black Ops 2, and we have some different kind of quotes, not necessarily pertaining to the exact same things as Modern Warfare 2, which I think is actually a good thing, and that's going to open up some more insight on the game. But yes, this was the second most voted game, and I'm going to read some of the quotes now. The first one is the best designed game ever. It is incredibly balanced. Shotguns are usable, and snipers actually kill. Then we have the new Ghost, create a class, score streaks, and zombies. So this one kind of goes into more of the zombies co-op, which I'm not necessarily trying to include, but I guess technically that's multiplayer. So that's why I did decide to read this one. Everything's really awesome in this game. The maps, the graphics, weapons, and obviously the zombies. You know, a lot of people do like the zombies, which has probably had a lot to do with this upvoting. And yes, I know it's not like a Call of Duty style multiplayer, but technically it is a multiplayer sort of form. So that's why I'm going to obviously keep it included. And another quote says, it's good, but I won't go as far as placing it as number 2. So we actually have kind of a, you know, a discursive, you know, some guy who doesn't necessarily agree with his place. But he says really the only good thing about the multiplayer is the camos and some of the maps, but the campaign and the zombies are amazing. So this guy thinks that the multiplayer was mediocre at best, apparently, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think Black Ops 2 had a very fun multiplayer, and it was one of the ones that Black Ops 2 was just a game that you were able to pretty much play non-stop, just because it had a lot of different like party mode stuff, and it had an active community, a very fun community at that. You know, we saw like machinimas. Obviously, trolling was a little bit toxic, but we did get some really cool things out of Black Ops 2. You know, obviously, probably at that time, that was when the community was maybe the strongest. Maybe Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, around those times. That's when I think it was at its peak in terms of actual, you know, people supporting the game and people making content for the game, and just an overall great time to be in the Call of Duty community. I think Black Ops 2 was, yes, that golden age, that peak of being in the Call of Duty community. And a lot of it does have to do with the multiplayer. I mean, the multiplayer, like I said, it introduced all these new party game modes, which kind of gave me these Halo 3 vibes, even Halo Reach vibes, where you're just able to not necessarily like play semi-competitively, but you're able to just have fun. I mean, we saw Sticks and Stones, One in the Chamber. I mean, it was insane. Gun game, I could play gun game forever pretty much. That is basically my favorite Call of Duty party mode of all time. I am so happy it is back in Black Ops 4. But yes, I could play gun game for so long, and you know, it never gets old. Black Ops 2, I can go back, if I was able to reset my stats and, you know, there weren't a bunch of hackers and everything, I would go back and I would grind the game again, obviously, but we have new games now, so it's kind of tough. Black Ops 2 was an incredible game at that. Coming in at third place is Call of Duty Black Ops 1. Now, this is pretty much my favorite Call of Duty of all time, right next to Modern Warfare 2. I can't necessarily choose a favorite. If I did have to choose, though, I would probably put Black Ops 1 at the 2 spot and Black Ops 2 at the 3 spot. Black Ops 1 was an incredibly fun Call of Duty game for me. I just thought it was so awesome. Wager matches, the maps, the guns. This game, in my opinion, the guns felt the best out of the whole series. Just rocking around with the Commando, oh my god, it was awesome. The Galil, there was just so much fun stuff to do, and the multiplayer just felt good. You know, you get these newer multiplayers, it just feels kind of choppy. Black Ops 1 had, in my opinion, the smoothest multiplayer experience available, and still available to this date in the Call of Duty series. I mean, that game was just incredibly smooth. Like, it wasn't like, you know, Modern Warfare 2. Like I said, I liked Modern Warfare 2, but Modern Warfare 2 was definitely like much more choppy, much more, you know, not necessarily as smooth as Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 just had that. They had that down, and I'm kind of sad that they moved away from the smoothness they had with Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. Just the pace of the game, it wasn't like the same as Black Ops 1, which I guess isn't a bad thing. I mean, obviously, you know, more people voted for Black Ops 2 being better than Black Ops 1, but in my opinion, I thought Black Ops 1 was better. Anyway, some of the quotes we got are, in my opinion, Black Ops has the best multiplayer by far. It seems faster paced and more advanced than any of the others. It also brings in a lot of new things and is far more advanced than World at War, whereas Modern Warfare 3 doesn't bring hardly anything new from Modern Warfare 2. Now, this quote pretty much sums it up. When you compare Black Ops 1 to World at War, there is a huge jump in terms of content. This is something that I do always talk about with Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2. With Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2, I'm not saying Modern Warfare 3 was a bad game, but if you compare with Modern Warfare 2, you know, there's not many things that are new. I mean, you got new skins, reskins, but it's a lot of the same guns, a lot of the same kill streaks. You know, and even some of the same maps came back, such as, you know, Terminal and everything. And like I said, I'm not saying Modern Warfare 3 was a bad game, but in my opinion, it did not improve upon much that we did see with Modern Warfare 2, as opposed to Black Ops 1, which incredibly improved upon World at War, pretty much taking it 10 notches up. In my opinion, Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 2 were some of the most innovative Call of Duties of all time, and this innovation was matched alongside, you know, it being actually fun and playable, because you could take a game like Black Ops 3, which, yes, it was very innovative, and that's why I do want to talk a little bit about it. Black Ops 3 was probably one of the most innovative Call of Duties we've also gotten of all time, but that doesn't necessarily make Black Ops 3 fun. Yes, there was a ton changed, there was a ton added, but did we really have a better time on Black Ops 3 than we did on Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 2? I don't really think so, honestly, in my opinion. Black Ops 3, like I said, was incredible in the fact that it was insanely innovative compared to Black Ops 2. But that innovation did not match with fun like we did see with the previous Call of Duty games. Now, at the number 4 spot, I'm not really going to talk too much about this because I already have my explanation for it. I'm going to sum it up for you. But a lot of you probably already know, but it is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1. And Modern Warfare 1 was incredible. I mean, it changed the FPS genre forever. To this day, we still see some of the changes that this game brought upon. And they're never going to leave for as long as gaming will last. But, you know, it's not that the game was not fun or anything, but the game just didn't have as much content as other games. And there's nothing you can really do about it, which I think it's a little unfair that you put this game down on the list. Because, you know, it was obviously came before Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1 or any of the other Call of Duty games. So it's obviously not going to have as much content. That's kind of like Black Ops 3. Like, Black Ops 3 had much more content as opposed to Black Ops 2. But, you know, Black Ops 2 came on a previous generation of consoles. So it's kind of hard to dish on a game like Modern Warfare 1 compared to the, you know, more modern games or the more later games. But in its own, Modern Warfare 1 was a great game. You know, it did have a few downsides, like the spawns in this game were awful. You know, Bog, I'm looking at you. But, you know, it was an incredible game, and it changed everything. It changed everything. It changed the entire gaming industry, and I think it definitely deserves this spot. Now, games like Call of Duty Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4 or World War 2 or really any of these more modern Call of Duty games, you know, they're good in themselves, especially Black Ops 4. You know, Black Ops 4 is very fun multiplayer. But if you just kind of think about it, get off the hype train, because trust me, I've been on the Black Ops 4 hype train since it came out. And if you really, you know, actually think about it, you're kind of coming to the conclusion that these games just did not necessarily meet the bar that the previous games met. Like I said, in terms of innovation, in terms of content, or in terms of technological advancement, these games, obviously the more recent ones, surpassed the previous games by a long shot. But in terms of the actual fun, I don't think we'll ever see these games surpass that no matter what they add to them. Black Ops 4 is by far one of the best Call of Duty games we have gotten in the last few years, and I have really high hopes for Modern Warfare 4 or the next year's Call of Duty game. but hopefully we do see at least improvement on the actual fun side, just like we saw when Black Ops 2 came out, or Black Ops 1 came out, or Modern Warfare 2 came out. Anyways guys, that's really about it for this video. Like I said, voice your opinions in the comments. I want to see what you guys have to think about this topic. And regardless, I hope you all have a good day, and peace.